Hi everybody, this is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yahoo! And Yahoo! No, it's Yeehaw. Come on, Jake 4, get it together. And I was putting together some content, and I wanted to go over the controls that I often use for this game. I have a series of videos I'm going to try to release if people are interested, where I just go from the very beginning of the game all the way through Masters, not spending any money. I thought that might be interesting, a little road to Masters video. And while I was doing that, one of the first things that popped in my head was the immediate controls you get in the game are pretty wonky, and I think there are some things that you need to change. I originally got most of this, I'm guessing, probably from Peak's video or someone like that when the game first came out, and I followed most of their control schemes, so they made a great video around it. I'm just going to show you what my controls are like right now. I don't know if it's exactly the same or not, but I'll show you what I'm going to change from the default controls, and hopefully it will help you play a little bit better in this game, because again, some of the default control choices are quite bad. I will take you over to the controls right here. Let's head on over, just hit that L button. Nope. Let's head on over, hit the X button, and go down to settings. A on settings, and now you have the system settings, which I don't believe I've changed any of the system settings. I think I have these all the same. Yeah, all these are the exact same that I have on my other account, I'm pretty sure. So, controls. There are a few options for opponent lock-on priority. There's lowest remaining HP as a percentage. There's lowest remaining HP value, and there's closest. I think for different Pokemon and different play styles, there are options for each one that are pretty good. I usually like lowest remaining HP value, but it's not always ideal. Sometimes I run lowest remaining HP percent. I was doing that for a while, and it's specifically because a few Pokemon like Lucario, Pikachu, there are others that they're just not coming to mind right now, but they have moves that do more damage to people that have low HP percentages. So I run this sometimes. I think either of these are pretty good, and I think closest is often not ideal. So the game starts you on lowest remaining HP value. I think that's pretty good. I think you could also do percent here. Again, when I have Pokemon that do assassination moves, or that's what I plan on playing like in the game, I might do percent. The idea of value is you could see a Snorlax with very, very low health, but actually this Cramorant with half health, just for this example, I don't know if this is exact, might have less actual HP, and it's the person you want to focus on. So I'm going to keep this on lowest remaining HP value for now. As far as attack controls, the difference between default and advanced, I don't even think this should be an option in the game. I think it should just be advanced, and they should get rid of default controls. That's just my opinion. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to have an ability to attack wild Pokemon. So if you're using advanced controls and you use the B button, you will attack nearby wild Pokemon instead of enemies. This is really important for the laning phase. It's just really important in a lot of settings where you want to actually target the wild Pokemon and you have no interest in attacking the enemy. So turn the advanced controls on. Automatic basic attacks, I don't like this. And the reason I don't like it is because every once in a while your Pokemon will do one of these automatic basic attacks while you're trying to get away, you're trying to reposition yourself, and it just slightly slows you down depending on who you're using. So I'm going to turn this off. That is not something I use. Boosted attack gauge, I think, is absolutely necessary for almost every single Pokemon. It's incredible. You definitely want the boosted attack gauge on. It just lets you know when your next attack is boosted, and you can use that to your advantage strategically. It's pretty important, especially for certain Pokemon whose boosted basic attack is really vital. For instance, Greninja's boosted basic attack, when you're near them, the melee version, you dash through them and do increased damage. And it's good to know if you have that boosted attack on. And I mean, then his ranged one, you know, he throws a shuriken that slows them. So it's just always good to know when your next attack is boosted. Lock on icon, you can have this off or on. You know, I think strategically, I have it on my other account, but I actually don't really love it. There are a few reasons that I think it's good and a few reasons I think it's bad. If you're really on top of the lock-on icon, you can more accurately distribute damage throughout an encounter. So it's that wheel that pops up on the right side of the screen, and you can choose which Pokemon you want to attack with that wheel. It's not terrible, but what ends up happening with the lock-on icon is if you lock on to Ninetales, and then Ninetales eject buttons away, and they're kind of out of there, but they're still in range of the encounter, you won't be attacking anyone else when you're hitting your A button, and it's just kind of annoying. So this one, I think you should turn on and get used to it, but for a little while, I'm just going to keep it off. Inside this new playthrough I'm doing, because I don't know, I don't love it, honestly. It's good, and I feel like it also has some downsides. In motion pursuit, I'm not positive how this works, but from what I'm seeing, it's when you toggle a move and they're a little outside of your range, and your Pokemon moves without you controlling it to get into range to use the move. I get it. It's kind of a helpful thing maybe for new players, but in general, I don't like this. And even when I turn it off, I find that it's still kind of on, but I turn this mode off. Scoring controls, press button. This game, it should not be hold button down. I understand the immersive aspect they're going for with hold button down, but press button lets you spam your scoring button, your X button, when you're on a goal, especially if a Rotom or Zapdos has happened. Hold button just puts you in scenarios you don't need to be in, where you thought you were holding the button, but you actually got interrupted really quickly by an attack, and then you're standing there and there's a half second where you're not scoring. Change it to press button, absolutely. Camera follows moves. I put this on. This lets you use moves like Venusaur's Solar Beam, and when you have camera follows moves on and you're holding that move and moving it around, the vision actually moves with that. So you actually get some more vision out of some of your moves. It's definitely the best way to go. Move aim follows movement direction. I've been back and forth on this. I think overall, this is probably ideal to have on. I'm going to turn it on, but I could see people who don't like this, and you're moving around and you're trying to target with the right stick, but you kind of let your right stick go, and now your move is following the direction you're moving the left stick. So when you have this on, just know that if you're not targeting the move with the right stick, or if you let the right stick go slightly before it's time to use your move, you might snap back the other way and fire your move in the wrong direction. Move aim snaps to nearby targets. I'm not positive exactly how this works. I normally have this off. I've been playing with this off. I have not seen exactly how this happens, but as I've started this new playthrough and I've had this on for a little bit, it feels like it is sort of snapping to people kind of quickly, but I find I aim almost everything with my right stick, so I want this off. I either aim things with my left stick, like literally I'm just moving it and I dash that direction, or I aim all my abilities with my right stick, so I don't need this on. I think the game is trying to help newer players, but what it does is it's often firing your moves where they are and not where they're going to be, you know? If I want to shoot, let's say, Charizard's Fire Blast, or whatever it's called, Fireball, and I see that they are moving down, I want to shoot it slightly down, so I hit them. But if I shoot it right where they are, I might miss them as they continue moving. So I turn this off. Minimap position, top left of the screen, that's where I put it. Bottom right, it sounds like it's going to be for people playing on phones. Move learning controls. I have it under single button. I don't have any clue what button combination would be. What they really need to add in this game is that you can just pick your move set and it automatically picks it, or at least that it just automatically picks your upgrades. Why do I need to press an additional button just to have you upgrade the power once I hit level 12 or whatever? It makes no sense. So camera sensitivity, I like this very, very high. I was just playing a match and it was low, and it's the first time I've had it low in a long time. I want just my ability to scroll around the map very, very easy. So I turn both of these quite high. Aim assist, I have this off. I don't know exactly how all this works. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't want the game making my aiming decisions for me in general. So I turn that off. There are a lot of things in here, so I mean, I would love to learn more about this. Maybe if I learned more about this, I would like it. but I turn it off. I just get rid of it completely. I don't want the game deciding how my moves work. Basically, I want to be the one in control of what's going on with my moves. As far as audio and everything, I don't change anything here. Let's see. I don't change any of my buttons. I've just gotten used to the game's buttons. So that's up to you. I know some people like to move your moves, like one on L, one on R. I don't need to do that. I just remember R1, or yeah, R and ZR for my moves. So there you go. That's just a basic look at my controls inside the game. If you know a lot about aim assist, I would love to hear more about it from people in the comments. And then how close is this to your controls? I'm curious. I think this is probably very close to, if not almost identical to, some of the control videos I saw, again, from people like Peak. He was the first control video I saw. I tried a lot of things out, and this is about what I landed on. Although a lot of times I do run lowest remaining HP percent, and I do run lock-on icon on my other account. But for this new account, I'm just not even going to do a lock-on icon for a little while, and I'm going to kind of see how that feels. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it wasn't too much of a long-winded explanation on some of these, and I apologize that I don't know more about things like aim assist. But again, in general, I want to be in control of all my abilities, and I think this is an ideal setup for that. The only thing you could change is lock-on icon. It's really good once you get used to it, but I swear I've also run into situations where I've gone, well, I'm really annoyed that that's on there, because having that there means I was not basic attacking some people for a while when I would rather have been hitting someone instead of hitting no one. So there you go. Thank you all for watching that basic look at controls. I love you all very much. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Mwah.